The security team spotted her at 8:23 in the evening. A girl, 7 years old, standing at the barrier between the general admission floor and the stage security perimeter. She was not trying to get through. She was simply standing there, both hands on the barrier rail, looking at the stage. In a sold-out arena of 45,000 people, a 7-year-old girl standing at the barrier is not, by itself, a security concern. What made the security team radio it in was something else. The girl was alone. The Break Every Rule tour had reached Johannesburg, South Africa in March 1988. The show was the largest concert event in South African history up to that date. 45,000 tickets, sold out in 3 hours. The significance of the show extended beyond the ticket sales. South Africa, in 1988, was a country in the specific, grinding agony of the final years of apartheid. The systems that determined who could stand where, who could sit where, who could be in the same room as whom, those systems were still in place, still enforced, still the architecture of daily life for millions of people. The concert was one of the first major international performances to take place before a fully integrated audience in South Africa. Not the first, one of the first. What this meant in practice was that 45,000 people who had not, in many cases, been in the same room with each other before, were in the same room. The security team had been briefed extensively. Elena Carvalho, who had traveled with the tour since Rotterdam, had spent a week coordinating with local security, venue management, and the production team about the specific protocols that an integrated audience of this size required. She had not been briefed on a 7-year-old girl standing alone at the barrier at 8:23 in the evening. Elena's earpiece registered the radio call. She moved to the barrier. The girl was exactly as described, 7 years old, both hands on the rail, looking at the stage. Elena crouched down beside her. "Where is your family?" she said in English. The girl looked at her. She pointed upward, at the stage. Elena looked up. Tina Turner was performing. She looked back at the girl. "No," Elena said carefully. "Your mama, your father. Who brought you here?" The girl's face, which had been pointed at the stage with an expression of total absorption, shifted slightly. She looked around. Elena could see the specific expression of a child who had been so completely focused on the thing in front of them that the world behind them had simply stopped existing. "I don't know where they are," the girl said. Her English was careful, accented. "I walked forward to see better." Elena stood up. She radioed the situation. Standard protocol. Find the family, reunite the child, manage the process calmly. She took the girl's hand, started to move her toward the side of the barrier where the production team could manage the reunion. The girl did not resist, but she kept her face turned toward the stage, toward Tina Turner. Elena has said in the years since that she does not fully understand what made her stop. She had a protocol. She had a radio. She had 14 other things that required her attention in a sold-out arena of 45,000 people in Johannesburg in 1988. She stopped anyway. She crouched down again. "What is your name?" she said. "Amara," the girl said, still looking at the stage. "Amara," Elena said. "Have you seen Tina Turner before?" The girl turned to look at Elena for the first time since she had crouched down. Her expression was the expression of a 7-year-old who has been asked a question so obvious it verges on insulting. "Nobody has seen her before," Amara said. "She is the first." Elena sat with that for a moment. Then she did something that was not in any protocol she had ever been trained to follow. She picked up her radio. She reached the production coordinator. She described the situation. The coordinator asked what she needed. Elena said, "I need 30 seconds with Ms. Turner." The coordinator was quiet for a moment. Tina was mid-performance. This was not a standard request. Elena said, "There is a 7-year-old girl at the barrier who has never seen anything like this before. She said Tina Turner is the first." The coordinator went quiet again, for longer this time, then said, "Stand by." What happened next had never happened before on the tour, and would never happen again in quite the same way. Between songs, in the brief transition that the production team used for monitor adjustments and Tina's position changes, a production assistant reached Tina at the front of the stage, spoke quickly. Tina Turner looked toward the barrier. She could not see Amara clearly from the stage. The distance was too great, the lighting too different. She looked at the production assistant, said one word, "Bring her." Elena took Amara's hand. They walked to the side stage. The production team moved quickly, efficiently, the kind of movement that happens when everyone involved understands that something outside the protocol is occurring and has decided to make it possible anyway. Amara was brought to the side of the stage, not on stage, at the edge of it, close enough. Tina Turner, mid-show, 45,000 people in front of her, walked to the side of the stage. She crouched down. She was at eye level with a 7-year-old girl in Johannesburg. Amara looked at her. For a moment, she did not speak. She did not reach out. She simply looked. The way a person looks at something they have been waiting for, without knowing that is what the waiting was for. Tina Turner looked at the girl. "What is your name?" she said. "Amara?" Tina nodded. "Amara," she said, "you are going to do something important." The girl looked at her. "I don't know what it is yet," Tina said. "Neither do you. But you are." Then Tina Turner stood up. She walked back to the center of the stage. She picked up where she had left off. 45,000 people had no idea what had just happened at the side of the stage. Elena took Amara's hand. She walked her back toward the arena floor. She found the girl's family within 7 minutes. Her mother, frantic, had been moving through the crowd toward the barrier. When she saw Amara, she grabbed her and held her, and said things that Elena did not need to speak Zulu to understand. Amara, in her mother's arms, looked back over her shoulder at the stage. At Tina Turner, performing for 45,000 people. Her expression was not the expression of a child who had just met a famous person. It was the expression of a child who had just been told something she was going to spend the rest of her life figuring out how to make true. Elena has never found out what happened to Amara. She has thought about her many times across the years. She has said that she hopes, not with certainty, but with the specific hope that sometimes a person carries for a child they met briefly at a barrier at 8:23 in the evening, that Amara is doing the important thing, whatever it turned out to be. If this story moved you, if someone once told you that you were going to do something important, subscribe and share this video. Leave a comment. Tell us what the important thing turned out to be. We read every one.